Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Side note, ignore the fire alarm in the background because like it's to the point now where I can like barely hear it, but now that I'm recording I can hear it. So I'm gonna just hop into the video. Okay, so basically my process from going National Guard to active duty. So 2019, I came home. I graduated basic December, like the first week of December. And when I went to my unit, like the first month of me going, the first month I went was February of 2020. I was already asking like, what is the process for me to go like active duty? Cause like I missed it and I enjoyed like waking up early in the morning. It didn't bother me at the time, that was a little different story. But I was already asking like, what's the process like, me trying to go active duty. They told me like my unit kept giving me the runaround. Mind you, I had signed for a 3-year contract, but I enlisted February of 2019, and if you go in with the guard, your time starts when you swear in. If you go active duty, your time in service doesn't start until you ship off to basic. So I didn't ship off until August, so I had like 6 months that I wasn't even like shipped off yet, and like that time was just counting towards like the 3 years. So mind you, when I first went to my duty station, my reserve duty station, with my guard, but when I first went to my duty station or whatever, it was already like February of the next year, so I already hit my 1-year mark. So mind you, I have like 3 years left in my contract. So I was hearing like all kinds of stipulations. So people saying like you can do half of your contract, you can have 1 year left, just all kinds of things. So the unit I was going to at the time, it was 2 hours and 30 minutes away from home. I didn't like the drive. Like we could stay at my unit, but I didn't know anyone out there, so I was driving back and forth. And then someone told me, well, I was told that you could get like reimbursement back for your gas for drill. I still to this day don't know if that's true or not, y'all, because I never got no money back for my gas. But I do think if you drive a certain amount, they're supposed to give you like money towards your gas or something. I don't know, y'all. So I just kept asking every time. So I went to a recruiter. I went to active duty recruiter. And so they were just telling me, oh yeah, they were telling me about a conditional release form. So with the conditional release form, they were telling me to give it to like my commander at my unit and see if they will release me, or they had to, or something like that. So I talked to my commander and told him like what I was trying to do. At the time, my commander was at LT, and we were kind of like close, I would say, because we lived in the same neighborhood. Mind y'all, we were driving 2 hours and 30 minutes away, and that's crazy, right? We're literally living in the same neighborhood. So I was just telling him like why I wanted to go active, and at the time I thought it was going to be beneficial for me to go active because I was like expecting a baby. So okay, time goes by. He's supportive of it, but he was like telling me that it may be a process. So just a little idea of like situational awareness, right? So the unit I was drilling at, it was probably like 20 of us, y'all. So mind you, I was in an access slot. So I was in a additional slot that I wasn't even slotted for. I don't know why I wasn't slotted for it, but I was not hard slotted. So basically, like, the only important thing with that is like, I think the only thing that would have mattered is basically like when you're trying to like go up rank or whatever. So mind you, I didn't care about any of that. Like I just got there. I'm just new to that. Still learning all the lingo and blah hoopla. Still learning all of that. I'm still trying to go active. So I tell my recruiter like, hey, they're telling me that they're not wanting to release me off their books. They don't have enough people, blase, blase. So my active duty recruiters are telling me like, okay, cool. go to the National Guard, like, I don't remember what it was, but basically it was like the National Guard district in Columbia, South Carolina. So I'm like, okay, like, I was gonna do it, but mind you, like, time is going by, y'all, because 2020 is when COVID started. So I'm not really going to too much drills. It's virtual. I'm getting tired of the, like, the back and back. And then there was an opportunity for us to get on orders. So I didn't get on orders because they were telling me, like, oh, you get on orders, it's like for somewhere out of state. Y'all, they were freaking on orders where I was living at. So I'm like, oh my God, I could have literally jumped on orders. So I ended up jumping on orders, but I don't remember what the orders are called. If anyone wants to jump on these orders, basically there's some type of orders that you can jump on if your unit has like enough funding. So with the reserves in the National Guard, we're funded by two different, one is federally funded and one is state funded. So the Guard is state funded, reserves is federally funded. So I was on orders. I think it was called IMR, man, I don't remember what it was, but I was on some orders, and basically I was on orders for about a month, and then I had to get off orders because they didn't have enough funding. So after that, time's going by, it comes time for me to like re-enlist or whatever, and I'm like, no, like, I hated my unit. It was so many things I was trying to do, y'all. I was trying to find a closer unit. That came about. But then I was like, do I really want to do another 3 years, knowing that I wanted to try the active duty life? So I'm the type of person to where, like, I have to try something, or I'm going to live my life wondering what it could have been like if I had did X, Y, and Z. So I was like, I need to go active. So one thing about me, I don't care about a bonus, baby. I just want 3 years. This is my second contract, and my first contract was 3 years. This contract is a 3-year contract, and July made a year, so I have 2 years left, y'all. I don't play that. Like, I feel like I want to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and when I say that, I say like, I don't want to be in a situation to where I have like a 6-year or 10-year contract and I cannot get out and I don't like it anymore. It's not for me. So I'm not money driven. I feel like I do what makes sense in the moment. So that's just a little thing on that. I mean, if you need your coins, go ahead and sign up for the bonus, but I didn't do that. But back to the topic. So basically I get out February of 2022. So I get out, y'all, and I go back home to talk to some recruiters, and I go into the IRR. So the IRR is where you go, like, after you finish your contract, you're in the IRR basically to finish out your 8-year obligation. So everybody's on an 8-year obligation. It's just that you're inactive. Like, you're on inactive orders, if that makes sense. So like if war comes around, like, you guys are the first people that they call, if that makes sense, instead of like doing like a draft to the civilians, if that makes sense. So I also had to do a conditional release with the IRR, but that process was way easier. I don't even remember who filled the form out, where I went. I think my recruiter did all that for me, to be quite honest with you. So short to say, like, the recruiter I was working with in Sumter was not good. No shade to them, but like, find you a good recruiter. Like, I already knew what a good recruiter had looked like because my first recruiter was amazing. Like, amazing. Like, came to my graduation. A lot of them don't do that. Like, me and my recruiter kept in touch for a long time. Like, my recruiter even came to my house to bring me some like diapers and wipes when he found out that I was expecting. I love my recruiter. That's my person. So yeah, I found someone in Columbia, South Carolina, and he was actually good. He moved to Columbia. I mean, he moved to Atlanta. So he was telling me he would process me out through Atlanta, but it was gonna take a little bit more because like I would have had to like come back and forth. And mind you, I'm prior service, so it was like I didn't have to do the whole MEPS process, but like I would have just had to be back and forth still. So he pointed me into the right direction of this other recruiter. Mind you, y'all, I probably done been through 5 recruiters, but the last recruiter he pointed me to, chef's kisses. Like, I don't have his contact. I should have saved his contact, but I feel like there's like people who want to get back in, but there's certain codings that you need, or certain recruiters have to do certain paperwork they don't want to do because it requires so much. I feel like this recruiter could get anybody in because he, like, I'm telling you, y'all, I was talking to recruiters and it was taking like months and stuff. Like, mind you, like I got out February, it's now July, you know, but that was also on me because I stopped responding. But I stopped responding because like I could tell when somebody's like slow talking. This recruiter played no game. So I met with him or whatever, told him the situation, gave him what he asked me for. I went on like a Monday, y'all. He texted me that Wednesday and was like, can you go to MEPS on Friday? Yes. So I guess I'm gonna just talk to y'all through the whole process, because this is like still the process of me transitioning. So he did all the paperwork. I didn't really do much on my end, but like of course signed papers, gave him the documents that he needed, because now I had a child, needed to add my son on my DARES and all that other stuff. So I went to MEPS that Friday. When I went to MEPS, I didn't have to do a physical because I was like prior service. So I think it's like up to 2 or 1 year. You don't have to do like your physical. But there was something within a 6-month mark. July made my 6-month mark of me being out. And I think it was going to be more paperwork if I waited till like August to try to do this like transition or whatever. So I ended up doing that, and then this is like the beginning of July, y'all. Like this happened fast because I was slow talking it for so long, and then I found a recruiter who was like serious, so I was like serious with him. But like nobody knew of my decision. Like this wasn't a decision, this wasn't like something I was working on since May or June and I just up and left. No, y'all. So I'm gonna get to that. So I go to MEPS. I go in there like 4:30 in the morning, y'all. I didn't get out till like 1 or 2, and I ain't have my phone. Like, you don't have your phone in MEPS, so you don't know what time it is, you don't know what's going on, none of that. So I finally get to the back because I'm prior service or whatever, and I got to choose my duty station. But of course they give you like a list, and I think it was Fort Hood or Fort Bragg, and of course I chose Bragg because I done heard so much stuff about Hood, y'all. I did not want to go to Hood. So he's like, okay, cool, you have a report date. Like, I think my report date was like July 26th, y'all. That was 2 weeks away from when I was at MEPS. So like things happen so fast, mind you. Like we bought a house, like we still got jobs back home. Like it's just so much, like everything moved at a fast pace. Like in my head I was thinking, like I know that people leave soon, but I didn't know it was gonna be that soon. I thought at a minimum it was gonna be like a month, but that was not the case for me. So that was another process itself. Like just having to up and leave like everything within 2 weeks. Like I didn't tell anybody. Like I didn't tell my friends. I didn't talk to my parents about my decision until like after. Like, and if you know me, I feel like that's kind of major because I'm the type of person that look for validation. But like y'all, when I tell you, like when I really want to do something, when I'm really curious, when I really have my mind set on something for quite some time, I know I need to make that decision because I'm never going to stop thinking about it. So I hope this story time, this session of informing you guys wasn't like all over the place or I wasn't talking fast. I'm gonna watch to see, because this is like really my first sit down video. I do plan on doing more, like I guess talking about like my experience with the Army so far on the active duty side, even my job if people want to know. What else? And we now live on post, so I may do a vlog about that, like what is it like living on post, because I know some people want to know. At least I was one of those people that want to know, but you know, there's not really people talking about it, or you know, just people who aren't on that type of time when it comes to YouTube or just being in the army. Because I mean, we already have to dedicate our time to something, but I've been wanting to do this sit down for a year, y'all, like since I first came here. And if you go back to previous videos on my page, you'll see like where I literally made a new page a year ago and started like posting literally a year ago from now. But I'm gonna be consistent. I want to start posting. I don't remember what I said it was, but I want to do like some informative like military video once a week, and I'm gonna stick to it, y'all. So just make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me like what do you guys want to hear, because I'm pretty much open. I don't know, I just need to know what people want to hear about or what they want to know about. So make sure you stay tuned for the next one.